Hey guys, just before the video starts, this is a new type of content I'm trying, so if you really like this, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what your thoughts on the video are down below. I think this is a pretty epic duel, so I hope you guys will enjoy this one too. Okay, let's get right into it. So we're playing Pendulum Magician for today. We're going second. My opponent plays Tanky. We're going to Ash it right away. Don't know what deck he is, but you know, 1-for-1 trade, I'm okay with that. And then I realize he's playing Tri-Brigade and he's going to have full combo here and I don't have anything to interrupt him. At this point, I'm just praying that he's Zodiac Tri-Brigade, just in case. I can play out a grind game much better than I can versus a lockout. My opponent goes for the Shrig right away, which is kind of weird. I don't think this is standard for the Tri-Brigade combo, but he goes into Fairyt and triggers the Shrig. And then he grabs a Lyrilisc, and this is where I'm saying, okay, this is going to be kind of tough. I don't know if I can play through, you know, Barrier Statues plus Draco Future, whatever else. And he has the Bird Call to extend. So my opponent just keeps going here into the Recital Starling, which will trigger its effect. And detach and add Cobalt to hand. And, you know, the Lyrilisc engine is just so crazy in this deck. It just gives you infinite extension and infinite possibility to just keep going. And here's where he's going to go for the Draco. So here's Utopic Future. And then Draco Future puts up a negate in case I have any funny ideas from here. And he ends his turn with a set card. I'm thinking, whoa, this is way easier to break than I actually thought. Because it's going to be one set monster, which in this deck doesn't do anything. And then he has the Draco Future, which is one monster negate and no Revolt set. So that's the biggest part. He has no Revolt set, so I'm looking at my hand and I'm like, okay, I can easily break this. I just need to bait out the Draco Future negate. And let's see what I draw for turn and how I play this out. With this matchup, it's actually not that bad. Pendulum Magicians can play through versus Tri-Brigade. You can actually keep up with the grind game, just due to the Pendulum summoning mechanic. And I want to show that off in this duel. So draw phase. I draw the Maxi really tough. So I'm playing with a 4-card hand. I'm playing with a 4-card hand anyways. I have all high scales. And I have a Curtain Raiser. So what do I do? Well, we're going to trigger Curtain Raiser. And we're just going to make Bagooska. Because our hand is so bad, we just need to stall it out and hope our opponent can't kill us. Now here's the thing. Bagooska is awful past turn 1. Because my opponent can just link into something here. And then run over the Bagooska. You can go into the Tri-Brigade Link 3 and just run over the Bagooska. I'm just praying that my opponent won't do it. Because I assume this flip monster is something that they can just link off. So he's going to trigger the Farigit here. And he's going to summon something. I'm going to get a Maxi draw off of this. This is where my opponent screws up. So I get one draw off this. And then he tries to trigger Cobalt Sparrow, but I have Bagooska on board. And here he goes into the Samorg, but he doesn't read Bagooska. So he can clearly just go battle phase, run this over, and then set up his board, and I can't play through it. I get another draw off of Pendulum Call, which is nice. But my opponent just keeps trying to extend. So he keeps extending, he gets 2 summons here, and tries to go into Ensemble Robin, which gets me another draw. And then the Robin, he can't activate its effect. After realizing that, he could have, after he summoned the Samorg, he could have done all his extensions in main phase 2. And he could have triggered the Robin, he could have special summoned the Cobalt Sparrow back, or whatever he wanted to do. And then he could have just full comboed from there. Instead, he finally reached Bagooska, and now he attacks into it with the Samorg. But he left the rest of his stuff in... Hold on, I'm going to pause it right here. He left the rest of his stuff in defense position. Well, I guess he has to because of Bagooska. Alright, never mind. Forget what I said. Here I make a misplay. So my Bagooska gets destroyed. And then I try and trigger Astrograph. But he has Utopic Future Dragon. So there's no point in trying to trigger Astrograph here. Because it's a once per turn effect. So if I'm not going to I'm not baiting it out or anything because I'm not making any other plays on this turn. So I literally just lose my Astrograph for nothing. Stupid play here. Okay, and then here he goes into the Downward Magician and then into Zeus. So now I'm thinking, okay, I really only have to play through... Pause right here. So he gets one more summon of the Barrier Statue right before my turn. I get so many draws off of Max C. We drew this Purple Poison, the Curtain Raiser, Astrograph, both Pen Calls, Duelist Alliance, and Time Pen Graph off of the Max C. It was insane value. So now I'm thinking, okay, if I can... All I have to do is run over the Barrier Statue and then bait out the Draco Future. And then I can outgrind my opponent from here because he has no hand and he's going to be facing my full hand. So what kind of play do I make? We draw our second Harmonizing for turn. We're going to start off with Pen Call because we have 2 Pen Calls in hand. And this will grab us anything that we need. So we're going to grab Oath and then Celestial Magician. And then we're going to scale Black Fang. And we're going to Duelist Alliance here. Why do we Duelist Alliance? Because we run Star Pendulum Graph. Star Pendulum Graph is our insurance for in case he Zeuses. Or he uses Utopic Future. Here I summon the Curtain Raiser just because it's the best normal in my hand. I don't want a normal Harmonizing. And I need to run over the Barrier Statue. And it's just easier to just keep Purple Poison in hand. And then Celestial Magician can't trigger its effect, so I don't normal that. Curtain Raiser has the most attack, easiest option to go for. We need to attack the Barrier Statue so we can actually play the game. We can't kill him this turn, but we're going to set up a board, or at least force him to Zeus, and then outgrind him from there. Which is the idea behind adding the 2 Pen Graphs. So we're going to scale Purple Poison. And then we're just going to end our turn. Why do we end our turn? Because we're under Pen Call and we have Purple Poison plus Time Pen Graph. So this will end up in 2 pops on his board. Because of the threat of the Zeus, we don't want to do anything. And then on his draw phase, we activate the Time Pen Graph. He doesn't Zeus. He doesn't Zeus. He just says, okay. So he loses the Zeus and the Draco Future, which I think is a mistake. He has the Bird Call in hand though, so he can combo off really hard here. Summon the Nerval, and then Link 4. Oh, sorry, he goes into Assembled Nightingale. And he just tries to go for a lot of damage here. So the Assembled Nightingale gains 200 for each of its materials. So 5 materials, 1000 attack, and then it can attack 5 times. So I just take 5k here. I don't have any interaction on board. I just take the 5k. But now, I felt like I'm in an okay position because I can trigger Astrograph now because he lost all his interaction. And look at my hand. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards I can pen summon with my scales. I have Time Pen Graph, I have Star Pen Graph. This is so much combo available to me, and my opponent has no interaction. I know they only have the 1 Barrier Statues, so I don't care about the Simorgh anymore. We draw Wisdom Eye for turn. I'm going to start off with the Time Pen Graph so that I can pop the Tenki and then... I popped Tenki because of the Simorgh. I can't send anything else. I realized this afterwards with the Purple Poison, that Purple Poison does target, so I can't do anything under the Simorgh. And then here, I scale the Wisdom Eye because I know I can go for a lot of links before I try and set up versus this board. So I can get more links in my extra deck and then just cycle through as many as I can. So here I activate the Wisdom Eye. He's going to chain the Assembled Nightingale, which means I can't destroy it. And I realize, okay, I need to set up a board that can prevent the Assembled Nightingale from killing me while destroying the rest of his board. So I scale a second Purple Poison, and I go Star Pengraph, and then I'm going to link off into Electromite. This will trigger my Star Pengraph, and my Celestial Magician also triggers. And I get to add a Pendulum at the end of the turn for the next turn, because I can't kill him this turn because of the Assembled Nightingale. Because he takes no battle damage. So we're going to go Electromite. Electromite here is going to add Chronograph. Why do I go Chronograph? Because I can extend further with Chronograph than I can with Astrograph. So here we're going to use the Electromite effect. We're going to pop the Black Fang because our grave is set up because of our Bagooska. So we're going to get our Black Fang from the grave back. And then we're also going to trigger our Chronograph here. So Electromite triggers 1, Black Fang triggers 2, and then Chronograph will trigger 3. And with all these extenders and all these monsters on board, I realize, okay, I can go for 4 Material Apollousa and my opponent cannot play through this. And we add the Double Iris off of the Star Pengraph just to get another name in. And here, this is our max amount of negates. Or sorry, link arrows that we can get pointing to summon. So we go for our Pendulum summon here. We're going to Pend 4, I believe. Yep, so we Pendulum summon 4. Alright, pause it right here. This is already a spoiler, but what do? So I look into my extra deck. I don't try and do as many level 4s as possible, which would be the normal play, because all your extra deck cards come from your level 4s. So things like Supreme Dragon I can't go into because he has Assembled Nightingale. And then Chakanine, I could have gone for a Zeus play and just go directly and Zeus his board. I decided that wasn't the right play because I have so much advantage that I'd be losing by trying to go for Zeus and simplifying the game state. I instead decide, okay, I can go Apollousa and I can make all this other stuff instead of just going for a Zeus. So what do? I Pendulum summon the Astrograph Sorcerer, and then I have the Dragon Pit in hand. If I didn't have the Dragon Pit, I'd summon the Harmonizing and then summon Dragon Pit off of Harmonizing effect. And I make Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon. You guys might think that Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon is just for making Vortex. Where's Vortex? There's Vortex. But this guy actually has an effect on his own. When any player declares an attack, you can detach one material, negate the attack. So Assembled Nightingale doesn't activate. So monster negates don't actually do anything versus it. The only way I can get rid of this was either by Zeus or by using Absolute Dragon and not letting him run over me. I realize that this card can't attack any more material, so any damage he has is just whatever he still has. There's no more, he doesn't have any more damage past this. So as long as I survive the Assembled Nightingale, I'm not worried about the rest of his board. So we're going to make Absolute Dragon, and then we're going to make Time Star. Why do we make Time Star? Because we have Time Pengraph, and we can just go for straight control. And then we detach the material, we add Skrokobat, and look at all this advantage we've built. So we just summoned 5 monsters in one turn, and we still have a full hand and a full board. And then Time Star Magician will let me protect my Purple Poison when I use Time Pengraph. My plan here was to use Time Pengraph to send the Assembled Nightingale if he plays anything. So the right play for my opponent is just to stick on the Lyrilless, because none of these can be targeted because of Samorg. And we're going to negate the Samorg. As long as our Apollousa has more attack than Samorg, we're not worried about anything that he does. And I actually screwed up here. I was supposed to go Battle Phase on my own and actually destroy the Samorg. I thought Assembled Nightingale made it so that Samorg can't be destroyed by battle either. So I screwed up here. If I attacked into the Samorg, I could have just wiped the rest of his board on my turn as well, or sorry, on his turn because of the time pen graph. But I just messed it up. So he goes straight to battle phase. He doesn't have anything that he can do because I have the negates off Apollousa. I have the time pen graph available. And he's just trying to get damage in and hope that I can't kill him. But I have a monster negate now, so for the next turn, if he tries anything with Assembled Nightingale, I can negate it with Apollousa. I just need to make sure that for the battle phase, he can't walk over Apollousa. So I make sure, so I don't have to negate anything because my opponent screwed up. If he tried to go for any monster though, I would have not negated with Apollousa until it was absolutely necessary. Like if he tried to go for like a Nerval effect and try and summon Shuraig here, I would have negated that. But I don't think my opponent summons a second Shuraig this game, so I don't know if he's actually on more than one Shuraig. Well, anyways, he goes for his Tri-Brigade effects here, and now I know, okay, I can negate these as long as my Apollousa has more than 800, I'm okay for my turn. And then he makes a huge mistake here. He goes into Link Karibo. Why is Link Karibo a big mistake? Because now my time pen graph is live. Because now I can target the Link Karibo because it's not protected by Samorg compared to the Turquoise Wobbler, which was protected. And then he sets a back row, and I'm going to pop the back row instead because I don't really care about Link Karibo. Link Karibo doesn't really do much. And then I get to send the Samorg. Because Samorg would have produced another body, which I would have had to walk through, rather than the Assembled Nightingale, which I can just negate. And now the game's just over. It doesn't really matter what play I make here. Like my Time Star Magician, I sent a Pendulum Sorcerer just to get that in rotation. We're going to Time Pen Graph to start the turn on the Link Karibo, just so he can't activate during battle phase. And then, because our Purple Poison was protected by the Time Pen Graph, we can send the Turquoise Wobbler, or sorry, the Assembled Nightingale, and it's just free from here. So now I believe we just we just Pendulum Summon for whatever we still have left, and we just finish the game from here. Yeah, we go into access code, and our opponent has seen enough. Hey guys, what'd you think? Pretty good duel, right? Anyways, I hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed that duel. And I'll be live on Twitch later today. As the time of this recording, it'll be the NNR festival going on, and I hope to see you guys there. I'll be playing a special deck that you guys are probably all familiar with during this festival because it is wreaking havoc. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys.